So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Something a little bit different for us today. We are in Alaska on Bradley Lake, and this is a little lake system. It's joined with Kepler Lake, and there's some amazing views today of some blue sky, and the ice is nice and thick. People have been driving out here to ice fish. It's actually a pretty warm day, but we've had enough cold weather that the lake is safe to walk on, and it is this way much of the year. And if you look behind me, there are mountain views. That's Matanuska Peak and Lazy Mountain, and then Pioneer Peak behind me. And we're going to be doing some dog training today. I've got Penny, my golden retriever, and we've been working on long recall from hundreds of yards away. I have a e-collar. Some people call them a shock collar, but we're not using it for punishment or coercion. We're using it to let her know from a great distance that I'm telling her to come. So we've been doing some close range training with giving her just a mild sensation from either the vibrator or the electrical prongs will give just barely a tingle. I've tried it on myself. It doesn't hurt at all, and we wouldn't want to hurt her with it. But when I say come, if she doesn't come immediately, I say come again, and then I give her the little tingle, and she knows that I'm touching her. And that's really helping her to come from a distance. So our goal here is to be able to get out and do some of the really rural hikes here in Alaska and have her off leash and maybe even hundreds of yards away. And if I see a bear or a moose or another dog in the distance that I don't want her interacting with, I want to make sure she can come right away when I call her. So that's what we're doing out here training, and we are on slick ice. So we've got some preparations for that. So thanks for joining us, and hope you enjoy this little addition to the travel channel. Here we have an unfortunate situation where a house has either sunk into the lake or the lake water has risen significantly. It's partly underwater. I know because of the gravel mining activity around here, there has been some change in the level of lakes as they've broken in and drained aquifers and so on. And yeah, this house is underwater, or under ice as it were. That would be very sad if that was my investment. Looks like there's people living here. Just listen to the sound of these cleats in this little valley. It's really loud. What a place to walk, huh? Wow, the sound just really reflects this spot. I don't know what to extent this lake was a gravel pit. A lot of the lakes that are close to the highway there, that's the Glen Highway, a lot of them were either partially used for gravel or were actually excavated out for gravel when they built the highway. I'm not sure about this one. It's a pretty nice long lake, about a half a mile, and you can see the tracks from cars and trucks that come out here to ice fish and play on the ice. But what a great place to go for a nice long walk with your dog. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any special lakes you like to go to, if you've ever driven on the ice, and if you like ice fishing. I haven't done it in a few years, but I think I'm going to get back into ice fishing some more. I never wanted to buy a gas-powered auger, but they have ones that fit with your Makita drill now and work great, and they're only about $60. So I got one of those on order, and I already have the tent and the heater, and I certainly have the scotch. So we'll drill a hole in the ice and put the tent out and spend the afternoon ice fishing. So hey guys, right out here in the middle of the lake, we have an area that melted. I was very cautious coming up to it. You have to be careful on these lakes because sometimes there are warm springs. And when we have warming spells, you can get open areas of water here. But I did check it out carefully. I think it goes without saying that if you ever walk on an ice-covered lake like this, you'd be very careful about getting into a thin area, careful about falling through the ice and drowning. That probably goes without saying, but a caution. Take a look at the ice through here. It looks like it's a good 8 inches thick, I would say. Maybe a foot on the outer area here, but this area that was melted is a good 8 inches thick. And you can look up tables online for how thick the ice can be to support a person, a snow machine, animals, even a big truck that people bring out ice fishing. This spot here, I think it's closer to 4 to 6 inches. So this supports my weight just fine, but I wouldn't drive a truck over this area. And you can see these big cracks. Sometimes you'll hear the ice cracking as you're walking on it. And of course, this is a great place to go ice skating too. I've seen some people out ice skating around on these lakes. There's a lake nearby called Kepler Lake. I'll post a little drone footage here of some people skating on the ice. And ice skating is a great fun pastime here in Alaska, especially when you can do it outdoors under the open sky and enjoy the views of the mountains. And you can see in the drone footage the sunset views as people are out ice skating. Pretty fun. So here's one of the auger holes where people have been ice fishing. You see it's well frozen over. But basically you can set your tent up after you auger a hole through the ice, put the tent right over it. And a lot of people sled out with all their stuff, kind of on a hand pull sled. This lake you can drive on in particular, so people are usually just pulling their stuff out with a vehicle or have it on board. But the lakes that don't allow vehicles, you can still sled out with all your stuff. And then you can just spend the afternoon out here enjoying the nice day and doing some fishing. And really great view there of Matanuska Peak. Lazy Mountain is kind of off to the left. And I'll just zoom in here so you can see that. There's sound of traffic from the road. And there's also some airplane sounds. We have a lot of airplanes out here. And then panning over here, we've got Pioneer Peak. Beautiful day out here. So here's the road access and the channel that flows over to Kepler Lake, all frozen, and just a little gravel road. This is a campground here. It's all closed down for the winter. And then looking out here, we see Kepler Lake. And in the summertime, they rent canoes and kayaks and things for people to not only tent camp along here, but then to take the boats out on the water. And they sell firewood and everything, so it's kind of a nice little setup. I've got the Tesla there, so it wouldn't be able to come down that incline, or at least it wouldn't be able to get back up again if it did. So you kind of need a pickup or bigger vehicle to do that. But we do have some lakes where you can get a car down. And another thing you can do on these lakes is, of course, when the ice is thick and safe, take teenagers out here that are learning to drive and let them feel what it's like to do some slides, various types of braking and power slides on the ice, and see if they can learn how to recover from it and do it enough to where it becomes instinctual. So if you start sliding on the highway, which happens here, you know how to steer into the slide and how to stop and use your anti-lock brakes and everything. And it's also a pretty safe place as long as the ice is thick enough to do that, so you're not going to end up hitting a lamppost or something like I've seen people do in a grocery store parking lot. Most of the lampposts are on concrete bases, and those are immovable objects. I've seen a pickup just get totaled, even hitting one at low speed. So this is, under the proper conditions, a little safer place. All right, guys, now we're at the far end of Kepler Lake. This is the connector trail that goes over to Matanuska Lake. And got some steel pylons here for the dock in the summer. And check out the view of the mountains. I mean, it is just a beautiful spot out here today. One of our favorite climbs is Lazy Mountain, right there. And people are doing that in the winter and the summer. In fact, there might be people up there right now. And then Matanuska Peak, really a great hike too. And then Pioneer Peak there, just right on the edge of the screen. And nice little lake here to go walking on. Met some nice folks out there ice fishing, and had a nice talk with them. And this looks like a nice place to come in the summer as well, for a little dock there to maybe go swimming or go boating off of this spot. So we're gonna walk back about a mile back down the length of the lake now. There's a penny. Are you a good dog? It's like a hole in the ice. Let's go. Let's run. Something I've noticed about her is she's instinctively walking on higher traction areas. And over there's a long line of warbled ice from where someone drove a vehicle out here, and she was just running along the textured portion because better traction. Penny, you want to say hello to the people? Come here. Want to say hello? Hi. Aren't you a good dog, huh? Aren't you a good dog? Are you puppy? Are you puppy taking a bath, huh? Is that a snow bath? Having a snow bath, huh? This is the life for dogs out here. Tell you what. All right. Dogs don't sweat, but they do get a little smelly when they've been exercising hard, just like people do. And I found with her, she likes to give herself a little bath after she's been out exercising for a while. It's pretty cute. Yeah, dogs do all their cooling, as you probably know, through their tongue. Their wet tongue is their radiator, and their nose. So let me know what you guys think if you want to see more videos out here in the wilderness. I'm going to keep doing the world travel videos, of course, but if you want to see more about hiking in Alaska, you'll see there's a lot of other videos about Alaska on my channel. You can check those out. Some of those are pretty old, but if you want to see more videos of scenery and hikes, let me know.